we're we are going to be channeling your higher self today. We might call this your higher self, your soul, your super conscious state of mind. Remember long ago, I asked my angels, is the entirety of my soul housed within my vessel? And they said no. And I said, why is that? And they said, because your vessel would not survive that amount of energy permeating through it. And I said, okay, that makes sense. So then I asked some further questions and I asked, well, how much of my higher self or my soul is funneling through my vessel? And they explained a soul, depending on the lifetime, if a soul knows it's going to have a little bit of a trickier or tougher lifetime, it will bring forth more of its energy through the vessel. Versus if it's maybe an easier lifetime, maybe it will be lesser the amount. So a soul will pick and choose the amount that it chooses to come through. I said, could you give me like a human um, parameter to go upon? And the angel said, anywhere, if we were to say, something for me to understand, a percentage, it would be anywhere from 8 to 12%.
Wow.
So I said, well, how much is funneling through my vessel? And they said 10%.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool, isn't it?
It's very cool.
Yeah. And I've met other individuals that actually have assistance from Jesus. They also have assistance maybe from their spirit guide or someone that they've incarnated with. And then I've seen 3 different individuals that have anywhere from 2% to 4% of Jesus' energy funneling through them. And you can really feel that energy coming from that person and through their eyes too. It's
Wow.
really fascinating. But they just needed that based on where they're living and their lifetime, the circumstances. They just needed that extra assistance. And also, they've had many incarnations with Jesus, and that's Jesus' way of assisting them, helping them. And I thought that was really fascinating. So I remember asking Jesus, well, are you assisting me in this way? And he said, no, I am assisting you from the non-physical, separate from your higher self funneling through your vessel. I said, I knew it.
Wow.
I just knew that. I said, well, why aren't you helping me? Just because you don't need it.
Oh.
Like, okay, well, all right. So let's first of all ask, what is the percentage, if we were to say in human terms, because when we have this human construct of what parameters we need, what percentage you have coming through your vessel in this lifetime? And I'm getting 12%.
Wow.
So that's interesting. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's interesting. So for some reason, you may just need that. I don't know. We'll find out.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
My soul could have picked more of my higher self coming through my vessel, and somebody else says, no, let's top it up and go full max.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm going to Earth. So let's, a little bit more. And I think that, there are other locations that might need a little less, and some locations that might need a little more. And so I don't really, I suppose, place any judgment on it. I just say, I suppose that's just what my soul thought I needed in this lifetime. Yeah. So what I feel is like as if, say, my entire ceiling of the room that I'm in is just filling up with energy, and it's a lot of it. And so it's not like I'm just feeling the energy coming in through my crown chakra. I'm actually feeling it come over the top of my head and my shoulders. I'm feeling warmth. I'm feeling pressure. And any one of us can channel our higher self for guidance anytime we wish. You would simply just create a quiet mind. That's the key. How many of us are doing that in our society?
gosh.
So we practice a quiet mind when we're channeling. And when the guidance comes through, in the beginning, it will sound like your own internal voice forming words, but you aren't the one forming them. But in order to allow that to happen, I just hang back and I create stillness, and then I allow this energy to permeate through and form words. And then I can jot them down on a piece of paper if I'd like to. And any one of us can do that. So I'm just going to tune in to this frequency, calling forth your higher self, and see the message that would like to come through. So the first thing I'm seeing is this gesture thanking me. So clairvoyantly, visually, I'm seeing this in a form of thanking me. Um, the other clairsentient feeling, if I were to pick up on, if somebody comes in the room and they're super excited and happy, you're going to pick up on that. Just like if somebody came in the room and they were miserable and unhappy, you pick up on that too. So I'm just picking up on enthusiasm and excitement and happiness. Gratitude is another feeling that I'm getting, like really grateful to be able to come through for you this way, and grateful that I'm here to channel this for you.
Oh.
Okay, so let's see where we're going to go. Very gentle and saying, thank you, dear one, saying that to me. It's an honor to be able to channel my words through you, for you to hear at last.
Oh, wow. Very
That's
nice.
cool, isn't it? Like waiting. How awesome is that? Using the word project or projection. No idea where your higher self is taking me on this, but we're going to go.
Okay.
And when your higher self is ready, we'll move to your questions. Okay.
Okay.
And if you have any questions about anything I'm channeling, feel free to ask at any time, and then we'll go to your main questions.
Okay.
Okay. So project. I see. Project how you want to see the world. Project how you want to see things in your reality. We would pair this up with the word affirming, or using affirmations to
Yes.
manifest an outcome, a desired outcome, rather than reacting to what is.
That I get it.
Okay?
That's really
So
cool.
rather than constantly reacting to what is, or what someone says, or what the TV says, or what, I'm reading, or the program I'm watching, rather hanging back, creating that stillness, that balance within. And then even in the moment, I have done this before, I'm talking here, where I will see something I'm not enjoying, but I know that anything's possible. And I just surround it in white light. And then later on that night, I'm envisioning what I'm projecting, how I want it to be,
Right.
whether it's in my close proximity or globally, any which way we want to take it. Okay? Infusing light and love through your vessel, simply request, should you wish to have more of this higher vibrational frequency from myself in
That
times of need. So if there's times where you're like, oh man, I'm in the trenches, we've all been there, hard times, you can say to your higher self, I need some help. I need more of your frequency. I just need your assistance. Thank you.
wow.
There's a beginning and there's an end to everything. But just as soon as we step out of the ending of something, We begin again, another anew, and we go again. And there is really, in truth, no end in sight. Continual growth, expansion, learning, exploring, curious, being curious about things, maybe having a little bit of a curious mind.
That's me.
And your higher self saying that these characteristics overflowing into the next, and the next, and the next. So I'm assuming this is a characteristic that your higher self, you bring forward into these lifetimes. How cool is that?
That
And
is
even into the afterlife. Yeah, that's really cool, isn't it? Because some people aren't curious at all. They're happy with the way things are, and they're not interested in anything outside of their day-to-day routine.
Oh, I'm very
Um,
curious about
yeah,
everything.
yeah. I like learning.
Me
I
too.
like history programs and that kind of stuff. Like really like, oh, isn't that fascinating? And then somebody else will do something on the same topic and it'll be a new spin. And then I'm like, but I'm always aware in the back of my mind that this is but a temporary experience. So everybody will have their spin or their take on something. So I'm
Right.
consciously aware of that too. All right. I'm seeing, I think it's water, like a deep blue and movement of water, moving into the depths of your being.
Mm.
So it's not like we're talking about the ocean, because I thought, well, maybe that's where we're going. But we're not, apparently. Deep within oneself, that's where your higher self would like you to turn to learn and to grow and to expand and to continuously practicing balance, inner peace. So rather than giving our power, our attention, our focus outside of ourselves to others or certain things we're watching or events, it's really important to then step aside, remove yourself if it feels uncomfortable, whatever you're viewing or whatever, whatever you're discussing with anyone. You can
Mhm.
step yourself aside, create a still moment, and go into the pools, into the depths within. How fascinating.
Would that be intuition?
I'm going to see what your higher self would like to say that. Yes, that's one. That's one way of seeing it. It's also just simply detaching from what is that is sinking or lowering your vibrational frequency, and sitting back in stillness alone. I see you in the bathroom, maybe hiding out in the bathroom, wherever you can go by yourself. If
Mm-hmm.
something's sinking your frequency, step aside and just go into the depths, the inner peace, the stillness. Setting yourself aside from what is dropping your frequency.
To recharge.
And just to relax and sit in the stillness. And you at that time could call in your higher self to assist you as your higher self had requested. Okay. Okay, so I see this. So that tells me that's complete.
Okay.
And now ready for your questions. So what is your first question?
My first question is, who are my guides and guardian angels?
Love it. Love it. Your higher self goes like this with his hand over here. So I'm going over here. Mm-hmm. Your female guardian angel's name is Daphne,
Okay.
like Scooby Doo. That's just what your guardian angel said.
Okay.
She's like walking barefoot with a long white gown on. Nothing fancy. We're just talking about some garment down to the floor, white. And I see her walking through wildflowers, like free, enjoying and frolicking. And I don't know why she's showing this to me, but I'm sure she'll tell me here in a moment. She likes to bring out the carefree aspects of yourself in your reality. She likes to help you lift your frequency, free yourself in every chance, every possible way that she can.
Okay.
Freeing yourself, constantly helping you free yourself, being carefree, lifting and raising above it all.
I must keep her very busy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's all smiles and she's very light and frolicking. They don't often show me them walking through wildflowers with a dress on.
Okay.
So she's showing me her being carefree. And now she's telling me she's helping you become carefree and lift up and rise above it all.
Okay.
Okay. And so the difference between your female guardian angel and your male guardian angel, sometimes they come through as androgynous because sex is just a human type of perception. I'm kind of living it. It seems pretty real. But it's even blended over time with so many people here too, what we call sex, right?
Mhm.
And so she's definitely coming through as feminine. She's more of your nurturing guardian angel. She's helping you day by day. She's in the trenches with you.
Okay.
Now, his name is Samuel, and he is assisting you with your life's purpose.
Oh, what?
Why did your soul come here? What is it doing here? And there's certain things that you came here to accomplish, or if we don't want to use the word accomplish, we would say learn, grow from. And he's here ensuring that you do. He's here ensuring that that takes place. That's his goal. So my male guardian angel, I might hear from him once a year. I know he's here if I want to talk to him, but I just don't hear from him because I'm on the path. I'm walking it. So he doesn't really have much to contribute. In fact, there's times where I see him like knitting, like he's bored and he's knitting, and I'm like, he's just trying to make me laugh. So we have Samuel. He's barefoot too.
Wow.
How fascinating. It's wild that they show me themselves barefoot.
They're very
Yeah, I see them pointing at you. And so when the time comes and you can go outside barefoot, they'd
Yeah.
like you they'd like you to do that.
That is so weird because I've been feeling that I should go out and do that.
Oh, how
Like I
interesting.
feel drawn to trees and to go out and just be by nature. Like this whole
That's
in the past
great.
4 months.
Fantastic. Because even if you weren't able to do barefoot right now, you could just lean your back on a tree for 2 minutes. It would make a world of good. We often have ascension symptoms happening, aches and pains in our body, heart palps, anxiety, overthinking, racing mind, and we're inside too much. So if we just went for 2 minutes and leaned on a tree, that would help with all of those. That would help so much.
Yeah.
The tree and the earth are going to absorb that and take any excess energy that's pooling through you, and any dense energy that needs to shift, they'll take it. And you can literally say, you can take it all, I'm ready. And then you'll probably be like, oh, I can't go in yet. They're still working on me. Maybe it'll be 5 minutes out here. But it'll be amazing how 2 minutes will work for you. Yep. So you on the earth barefoot again is what I'm getting. How fascinating. So we know where that's coming from.
Does Sam,
You got that memo through.
does
Pardon
Samuel
me?
on my path at all? Or
Yeah,
am I?
let's talk. Are we ready? We're going to introduce a few more energies that are with you, and then he's going to take this question, he says.
Okay.
So let's see where we're going to go. I knew I was hearing David. David's coming through again. I got David, but I was like, no, I don't think that's coming from your male guardian angel. And then he said his name was Samuel. But I keep getting David. And David's coming just above your angels a little bit here.
Uh-huh.
And this is your spirit guide.
Oh.
So who is our spirit guide? It is a soul from our soul group on the other side. So if we were to say he's a part of your soul group, we would say that's your soulmate. That's really what a soulmate is. Sometimes we incarnate with a soulmate. We can be like a relative or a romantic thing, or they'll hang back and help you while you're incarnating in this vessel. So I feel like an urgency coming from him, like he needs to say something to you. So I'm just going to hang
Okay.
back and let him chat. Over time, when you practice channeling, you'll pick up on their pitch and tone of voice as you become adjusted to their frequency. In the beginning, it'll sound like your own internal voice forming the words, but you'll get head pressure. It'll be a different energy coming in from a different direction. You'll know it's a different energy, but it'll sound like your own internal voice at first. Okay? He's just thanking me big time, like a big, just really happy, thanking me. Please tell her that we keep a watchful eye on her and the family. They're just applauding you for being here and that you're doing a wonderful job. They're happy that you came here and that you're doing a wonderful job. He's applauding.
Wow.
It's not always easy to incarnate here on Earth, but sometimes there's obstacles. Some of the obstacles just happen based on others' free will choices and decision making. And
Mm-hmm.
some of the obstacles your soul will set up to learn and grow from before coming into this lifetime. And he's really highlighting this. So we're talking about obstacles that may, or we would see them as being obstacles or difficult times in your life. And he wants you to know that this is like prearranged. So I don't know if you have any big ones that come to mind, but he's talking about your soul arranging it for you to live and go through in order to learn and expand from the contrast.
Okay.
This is a planet of contrast, and at times suffering. But within the depths comes a lot of growth. And the key is, he says, that we go through these difficult times, but we always make it through to the other side. He says to me, as Kristen often has heard from her guardian angels, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. So if you have that feeling like it's just temporary, it's going to pass, don't get too wrapped up in it. You're going to be okay. You're going to make it to the other side. I think we know who's doing that.
Okay.
Okay, let's see where he wants to take me. He's talking about you being a wise soul that's had many incarnations.
Oh, wow.
So you feel that way?
I don't know. That was like confusing to me because I
Oh,
felt that way.
you haven't, or you
No.
have?
Well,
You don't.
I don't have like any kind of feeling either way.
Right, and maybe that's still new.
Yeah.
We'll dive into that a little bit here. He's talking about you've been through enough incarnations now, if you want to call them incarnations, we can call them experiences, lifetimes, whatever you want to call them, that you got enough of them under your belt. He's showing
Oh,
a belt, and he's saying that you can handle anything. Anything that's thrown your way, you will handle it. So you'll go through it, but you'll always come out. He says you'll always come right side up on the other side when you come out of it.
well, I try.
Yeah, so do I. So do I. He wants to talk about what's going on up here in the mind. When you have moments where you're feeling somber or low,
Mm-hmm.
even in moments where you're not sure why you're feeling like that, he wants you to take that moment and give it to him.
Okay.
And then what will happen is he's going to transmute that energy of that feeling, that emotion, that thought, even if you don't even know why. He's going to transmute it into the light. He's also going to infuse more light through you and transmute any heaviness.
Okay. Thank you.
I feel like he wants to talk about that for a minute. Sometimes it's picking up on others' frequency or issues. Always maybe wanting to help others or be the giver.
That's me.
He'd rather you turn your attention and focus inwards and
Mm-hmm.
give to yourself. And part of giving to yourself in the moment is handing that heaviness off to him so he can take care of it for you.
Okay.
Okay? He's just thanking me.
Thank
How
you.
cool. So let's see how many lifetimes you've had. So in my experience, a younger soul, if we want to call younger, just a soul that maybe hasn't had as many lifetimes, is around 800, 700 and 900. And some, what they would call an older soul would be around 1400, 1500, and only occasionally I've seen up around 2000.
Wow.
So we're looking at 1200.
Wow.
Pretty awesome. You're above what he would call like a younger soul. Okay. I remember talking to Jesus once and I said, well, how many have you had? And he's like, about 1450. It's always in flux because they're all happening at once. By next month, it might be 1451. Yeah.
Oh,
And I said, well, I go, that's close to my number. I said, I go, what's up with that? I said, you've clearly got this figured out a little bit more than me. And he goes, Kristen, it's not about the quantity of lifetimes. It's about the quality. And he's told me he really prepares on the other side before incarnating. And I was like, okay.
that's
I was
interesting.
like, that's wild, isn't it? Fascinating words. Perspective. Okay. Okay, so let's talk more about your life's purpose. Samuel, you want to take that? Giving to others, helping others. He's calling you a blue life color, but I'm not getting full on blue. I'm getting a combination of blue and indigo. So some indigo characteristics. When push comes to shove, you won't be pushed all the way. Does
Mm-hmm.
that resonate with you?
Yes.
Okay. Because a blue will be like doormat. Oh, come walk over me again. You know what I mean? Like they'll just give and give and give
Right.
to the point where there will be maybe a longer period of giving and not putting one's foot down. Whereas I think there's a shorter period of giving for you, and it needs to be reciprocated with you, like or
Yes.
appreciated. And if
Yes.
it's not appreciated, it's almost like that's kind of like where the buck stops, if you
Mm-hmm.
want to say that. You'll do what needs to be done, but maybe not to the extent that you had once done, or not with as much enthusiasm, or not with the gusto.
That's true.
Okay, boy, Samuel knows you good, doesn't he? So isn't that amazing?
It is.
Okay, so it's really about giving and helping others, but now it's about going inwards and helping yourself first, your vibrational frequency. Um, um, Freeing yourself is what that is. They keep saying that wording, free ourselves. Freeing ourselves just means living a life where there's more self love, self care, being happier, more vibrant, freed. Okay. And as we do that, we're going to attract more high vibrational people, experiences, and so on to us. Okay. He says you're doing a good job at that, though.
Hmm.
He says you're doing a good job at that. Okay. We're just going to push you a little bit more in that direction.
Okay.
So it's not like, oh, you're not getting it. We got to help you. You're already getting some of it. We're just going to move you along a little bit more, transmute more into the light, he says. Showing you traveling.
Hmm.
I'm not getting right now, but I'm getting you feeling this desire to get up and go somewhere. And we're not talking about like getting on a plane. We're talking about like just getting in the car, maybe going to an Airbnb or something like this nearby, maybe near the ocean or a lake or something to recharge. So when you have that feeling, that sensation to go, they want you to go. Don't like, oh no, I shouldn't go. That'll be a waste of money, or any of the other excuses that may rotate in the mind. They just want you to make it happen.
Okay.
Okay. He's laughing and saying, even if you stay in a tent. Okay, so I don't know if you'd like to stay in a tent. I personally am not a big tent girl. I'm all, not luxury. I'm not a high maintenance person, but I certainly would like to have like a tent.
Like a tent.
Yeah, camper or something. But okay, so it's really important to recharge your batteries. And I feel like that's coming up soon, like this summer or closing in towards the summer. But let's see what he says. Yeah, summer's good, he says. He's all like casual about it. By that point, it's going to be important that you get away and recharge, not only for yourself, but for everybody else.
Okay.
Okay. So when you start feeling that desire, like thinking about where you're watching programs about traveling or people in other destinations, you're like, oh, this is a sign. My soul's ready to take flight here. Okay. Okay. Um, Samuel says, I wish I could tell you that, your life purpose is more like grandiose or something. He's doing this with his hands, like grandiose. But it's often those who step forward to assist many and give of themselves tirelessly that we honor and cherish the most, and is of the greatest act of light and love to so many.
That's
And
nice.
saying, thank you, dear one.
Thank you.
Okay. So up to this point, that's what I'm receiving. Now, that doesn't mean like maybe there's more of a purpose down the road.
Right.
Then there could be. But that's up to this point, what I'm seeing. Okay. What is your next question?
My next question is about my father. He suffered with dementia for about 7 years, and it was a really hard time for my family. So I just want to know if he's okay and who he's with and what he's doing.
Your higher self is saying he's here. And I feel a lot of energy coming down the back of my head. And my right is like a beam of light, if you want to call it that, down the back of my head, down the back of my neck, down the back of my upper back, down to the middle of my back. And it's very strong. So his soul's coming through and saying, tell her that I'm all right over here on the other side. The crossing went well. He's showing me the rest chamber area where souls go to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And he rested there for quite some time. We have linear time here on Earth, or we believe there is. So
Yeah.
he's showing he was there for a lengthy time.
Mm-hmm.
I just see him relaxing a lot, taking it easy. I'm not seeing him in a classroom setting. I'm not seeing him flitting around having a party or having fun. I'm seeing him just hanging back and resting. For me, resting is like sitting, looking out maybe at a out maybe on a porch, relaxing.
Okay.
It's kind of what I see. I see wood, like a wood porch, wood chair. Let's see where we're gonna go now. Oh, he says, tell her I keep an, he's doing this signal with his finger. Tell her I keep an eye on her and the family. Okay. He was happy to be freed of his physical vessel. It was time. It was time for me to go. He says he could have gone earlier, but he chose to hang in there. He's saying for the sake of everyone else, or oh yay. He didn't want to leave yet. So he hung on there and it went a little bit longer.
Oh, wow.
He could have gone earlier. He says dementia is a terrible existence and way to go. However, most of the time his consciousness was hanging outside of his body. It was more outside of his body rather than in his vessel.
Okay.
He's talking about, when a dementia patient has moments of clarity and they're in their vessel and they recognize who you are.
Yeah.
So there's moments of that. And then that's when the soul or the energy, the consciousness is in the body. But for the most part, he was outside the body.
Okay.
So he doesn't want you to think, that he was suffering in this vessel in this way for years, because he was outside the vessel.
Okay.
He's just really thanking me. He's thanking me for stepping forward in this way on earth right now, because it's really greatly needed. And he wants you to practice sitting with a quiet mind, and you can call him in, and then you can just write down the thought forms that come through your mind. He'll come to the back of your head. So you'll feel pressure, warmth, and maybe the energy coming in through the back of your third eye, through the back of your head. Because he'd like to keep chatting with you.
Is he with anyone?
Okay?
Right.
I don't see him with anyone right now, but he may tell me otherwise. He's with an older woman. So I don't know if that's his mom or an older relative that's crossed over. But he's not with them all the time. So he'll visit with them and then he's on his own. He enjoys time on his own.
Okay.
So he enjoys time. He's enjoying time on his own as well.
Good.
I see him in the afterlife, kind of hanging back and watching the other souls, just kind of relaxing and just kind of seeing what's going. Like people watching.
Yeah, that was him.
Okay, so he's hanging back and like soul watching on the other side. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Because I like people watch too. I don't know, especially over watching the dogs frolicking on the grass with the owners. I love watching the dogs.
Yeah.
It's just my thing, but it wouldn't be everybody's thing. Okay, so what is your last question that you have for your higher self?
Any advice or guidance for me as a mom to my children?
I just get celebration and clapping and cheering you on. Celebrating.
Okay, great.
I see everybody. Everybody's doing it and applauding you. Okay, who's coming in on that one? It's your female guardian angel. And she's telling me, it's not easy being a mom. Okay. It's not easy being everything to everyone all the time. And ultimately, as a parent, you do the best that you can with what you know in the moment. And that's what's most important. She says, by you going within and focusing on your own vibrational frequency and taking good care of yourself, in turn, you lifting and raising in frequency and having more energy to give to others, that's how best to help your children.
That makes sense.
She says, thank you, dear one.
Thank you.
Right? Well, you're so welcome. Holy moly, how wonderful was this?
That was very
It was super cool. Just to let you know, you'll be able to go ahead and download this as soon as this is complete. So you can download it and have this copy forever, okay?
great. Thank you so much.